Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, July 14th. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. The National Weather Service reported that the searing heat in San Antonio broke 2 records as the temperatures soared to a high of 107 degrees on Monday. It easily shattered the daily high of 102 set in 2013. More telling, though, was that it exceeded by 1 degree the all-time maximum temperature for July set in 1894, 1954, and 1989. The heat wave isn't letting up today. You can expect sunny skies and a high of 105. Stay hydrated and be prepared to wait if you're planning on voting in today's runoff elections. Also, be sure to wear a mask too. San Antonio has now seen 7 days in a row with more than 500 new COVID-19 cases each day. And now let's move on to the top headlines for the day. You can find links to all these articles in the episode's description. In spite of scorching heat and a pandemic that shows no sign of stopping, the 2020 primary runoff elections have already drawn record-high turnout across Texas during the longer-than-normal early voting period. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., although the number of vote centers have been scaled back because of the pandemic, which resulted in a postponement of the March primary runoffs, which originally had been set for May 26th. Voters registered in Bexar County can cast a ballot at any site with the county's new express vote system, just as they're allowed to do so during early voting. Texas reported a small drop in COVID-19 hospitalizations on Monday, the first decline in 2 weeks as health officials work to slow the spread of the disease. The state said 10,405 people were hospitalized with lab-confirmed infections, down from a high of 10,410 on Sunday. While the decline itself was minimal, the overall growth of hospitalization has been slowing for several days now, a possible early sign that the state's surge is beginning to weaken. Jeremy Blackman has more on how experts are interpreting these numbers and what leaders are saying about the potential of another lockdown. Though restricted from attending the Arc of San Antonio's Adult Life Enrichment Program, 54-year-old Sean Dooley has kept in contact with staff virtually. He often finds solace by reminiscing about his wins in the Special Olympics and clogging at the White House for President Jimmy Carter. These days, Dooley uses his athletic skill to play point guard for the Arc's basketball team. Vincent T. Davis tells Dooley's story, starting in 1978 when his family fled the Iranian capital of Tehran. Research has shown boycotts don't hurt a company's bottom line. That's because boycotts are hard to sustain over time, and consumers have short attention spans, columnist Ayala notes. She goes on to write, quote, "Such consumer behavior must be comforting to the board of directors of Goya Foods right about now, after its president and CEO, Robert Unanue, did the brand no favors." Over the weekend, Unanue doubled down on his lavish praise of President Donald Trump during a White House event Friday. He knew exactly what he was doing, kissing up to the president's insatiable ego. No doubt corporate tax rates were on his mind too. You can find Elaine Ayala's piece at expressnews.com or at the link in the episode's description. To keep our readers up to date on the path of COVID-19, the Express News built a dashboard of interactive graphics showing the spread of the virus in the San Antonio area, in Texas as a whole, and across the United States. You can find a link to the dashboard in this episode's description. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside your Express News subscription. The novel coronavirus resurgence showed little signs of slowing down Monday as total cases soared past 20,000 and 11 new deaths were reported, including 5 people who died at home. Hospitals in the San Antonio area are under severe stress, officials said. Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and former San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro are teaming up. The Congresswoman from New York is scheduled to do a fundraising call Tuesday night with Castro to help boost his political action committee. President Donald Trump's re-election campaign has had enough of a San Antonio area Republicans' deceptive campaign mailers, which the Trump team says it make it seem like the president has backed him and not his opponent. Election day has arrived for the primary runoffs. If you haven't voted, we hope you find the time to do so today. You can find a link to the Express News editorial board's list of candidate recommendations in this episode's description. Republicans in 8 different Texas counties have now voted to censure Governor Greg Abbott for his order requiring Texans to wear face coverings and take other protective measures as COVID-19 spreads throughout the state. Jacob Carpenter has the story of why some Texas schools may not reopen for in-person classes in August. An investigation is underway after a U.S. Army soldier was found dead at Joint Base San Antonio Fort Sam Houston on Sunday. The Texas Supreme Court on Monday rejected the state Republican Party's appeal of a lower court's decision regarding its in-person Houston convention, ensuring that Mayor Sylvester Turner's move to cancel the event will stand. In a news release, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center said the demand for convalescent plasma donors remains high as COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations surge in Bexar County. After planning to return a group of football and volleyball student athletes to campus during the first week of July, Incarnate Word has delayed the process in response to the surge of COVID-19 in San Antonio. Fiesta's on pause, but the spirit lives on in the hearts of its biggest fans. Here's what Fiesta means to legions of San Antonians. It's one big family reunion, a spiritual lift that puts the city in a good vibe every April. Mr. Fiesta and friends eulogize the pandemic-caused cancellation with an eye towards April 2021. From a grilled grapefruit paloma cocktail to grilled peaches with mascarpone, Chuck Blunt has 4 unique recipes for desserts, cocktails, and sauces using grilled fruits. Commissioning a statue to commemorate Julius Whittier, who broke the Longhorns color barrier in 1969, was one of a number of campus-wide changes and initiatives announced Monday afternoon by Texas Interim President Jay Hartzell. Few players stand to gain more from the NBA's resumed season than the Spurs' DeJounte Murray, whose career has been one of fits and starts. Jeff McDonald has the story of why every game counts for DeJounte Murray. Kids can create a lava lamp at home with this lesson from the San Antonio Parks and Recreations Department that you can find in the episode's description. Breakfast Club star Anthony Michael Hall will host a drive-in movie festival at Evo Entertainment Theaters in Schertz and Kyle. And that's all for today. This was your Express Briefing. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast in your Apple Podcast app, as it really helps the show. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Try to stay cool.